Why Joe Biden became the 46th president, the full 2020 election story. The year 2020, a year the world will never forget. A global pandemic, a nation divided, protests in the streets, and a presidential election unlike any before. At the center of it all, a man who had spent nearly 50 years in public service. A man who had faced failures, personal tragedy, and political setbacks. Joseph R. Biden Jr. He would rise to become the 46th President of the United States. This is the story of that journey. Early setbacks and comeback. Before 2020, Biden had tried to become president twice and failed. In 1988, a plagiarism scandal ended his first campaign. In 2008, he withdrew early after struggling in the primaries. But life had other plans. Biden became vice president under Barack Obama. Serving 2 terms, he learned the art of politics, the power of compromise, and the weight of leadership. By 2019, he entered the race late, facing over 20 Democratic candidates. Many thought he was too old, too moderate, not exciting enough. But fate had a way of turning things around. South Carolina, the turning point. The early primaries were brutal. Biden stumbled in Iowa. He lagged in New Hampshire. Nevada offered little relief. His campaign seemed on the brink of collapse. Then came South Carolina, with strong support from African American voters, and a key endorsement from Congressman Jim Clyburn. Biden won decisively. Suddenly, the race changed. Moderate candidates dropped out, and Biden surged forward, leading into Super Tuesday, where he won 10 of 14 states, proving he was the Democratic front-runner. COVID-19, the pandemic shift. Then, the world changed. March 2020. COVID-19 swept across America. Schools closed, businesses shuttered, lives disrupted. Trump held daily briefings, often controversial. Biden chose a different path. Fewer public appearances. Virtual speeches. A message of empathy and calm leadership? The contrast was clear. Stability versus unpredictability. And Americans were watching. Nationwide protests. May 2020, the death of George Floyd sparked protests across the nation. Millions marched, demanding justice. Biden spoke, supporting peaceful protesters, while condemning violence. Trump emphasized law and order. America was divided, and the election would reflect that division. Kamala Harris, a historic choice. In August 2020, Biden announced his running mate. Kamala Harris? The first black woman, the first Indian American, the first woman on a major party ticket. This choice energized voters and gave momentum to Biden's campaign. A symbol of change and unity. The debates, chaos on stage. The first presidential debate. A stage filled with tension, interruptions, and anger. Trump dominated the conversation with sharp attacks. Biden struggled to respond until one line captured the nation. "Will you shut up, man?" The moment went viral. And polls suggested Biden gained support from undecided voters seeking clarity, mail-in voting and controversy. The pandemic changed the way Americans voted. Millions cast ballots by mail. Trump claimed fraud repeatedly without evidence. Biden encouraged participation, emphasizing trust in the system. and the importance of every vote. The nation waited for the results of the most unusual election in history. Election night, 14 to 4 p.m. November 3 Road. 2020. The world watched as votes were counted. At first, Trump led in many states. The red mirage, caused by in-person ballots, counted first. But mail-in votes began to shift the results. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia. And then it happened. November 7th, major networks projected Joe Biden had won the presidency. The nation erupted. Some cheered, some protested. The controversy was far from over. Post-election tensions. Trump refused to concede, claiming the election was stolen. Legal battles, misinformation, and heated rhetoric filled the weeks after the election. But states certified the results. The Electoral College confirmed Biden's victory, with 306 votes to Trump's 232. The democracy had held against pressure and uncertainty. Why Biden won? Key factors. Several reasons explain Biden's victory. Strong support from African American voters, especially in key battleground states. Suburban voters shifting away from Trump. Biden's message of empathy and stability. Record voter turnout. Expanded mail-in voting. The perfect combination of strategy, timing, and circumstances led to Biden's historic win. Joe Biden rose to the presidency not by chance, but by resilience, strategy, and understanding the pulse of a nation. The 2020 election will be remembered as a test of democracy, a test of leadership, and a moment that reshaped America. This is how Joe Biden became the 46th President of the United States. Sir, thank you for listening to this journey. More inspiring stories are coming soon. Like, comment, and follow for more learning and storytelling.